Costas Samaras is the Principal Assistant Director of Energy at the White House Office of Science and Technology Policy. And we're always very pleased when the White House can join us for sure. So thank you so much. Costas, tell us what you're doing from the standpoint of Office of Science and Technology, please.
Well, thank you so much. Welcome, everyone. It's an honor to be here. Really excited on this momentous COP. We at the White House Office of Science and Technology Policy provide science and technology advice to the President and the White House on technologies that advance the health, well-being, and security of all Americans. And so in the energy sector, let's look at the facts. The modeling for decarbonization in the electricity sector says we need at least 500 plus gigawatts of clean, firm power to decarbonize the electricity sector by 2050. Nuclear can play a critical role in providing some of this clean, firm power. And that's why at COP there is an announcement, which includes the United States, that was referred to by Jeremy, to triple nuclear power by 2050. But there's also an announcement from the United States to join with Canada, Japan, France, and the United Kingdom to increase the security of our supply chain and make investments in fuel to make sure that we're getting projects built and projects online. And then lastly, the president made an ambitious commitment to decarbonizing the entire economy, but no later than 2050. Nuclear is a Swiss Army knife in that decarbonization. It can decarbonize the electricity sector. It can decarbonize the industrial sector. It can make clean hydrogen. It can make clean water. The future of nuclear power and clean energy innovation is bright in the United States and around the world, and looking forward to our discussion here today.
Costas, the U.S. and the UAE signed an agreement recently on PACE with Romania. Talk to us a little bit about that and what the future of this is under PACE from the standpoint of UAE government working together to promote more projects like this.
So this is a global agreement. It's the partnership to accelerate clean energy, and it provides up to $100 billion of new investment to catalyze that investment for clean energy projects across several pillars around the world. One very important one is clean nuclear power. And what it's going to help realize is get 100 gigawatts of clean power built over the next 15 years in a way that is accelerating the market, bringing the private industry to get new nuclear power built in this decade. And so we're very, very excited about this partnership with the United Arab Emirates, but really it's a global partnership to catalyze all the investment that is hungry for these types of exciting projects, both here and around the world.
Costas, what is the U.S. government doing from a policy regulatory perspective to help enable and push this process along with private industry and nuclear?
If you look at just the announcements that the U.S. helped lead here at COP, I mentioned the tripling of nuclear power. There's also Export-Import Bank of the United States is working with the State Department to outline new financing opportunities for the high demand of U.S. SMR technologies for export around the world. But in addition, the tripling of renewables, the doubling of energy efficiency, all of this ties back to the opportunities domestically in the historic bipartisan infrastructure law and Inflation Reduction Act. But for nuclear power,
this thick, isn't it?
Well, it's the most ambitious climate investment in history. And let me tell you about what's in there for nuclear. First, we're going to do advanced R&D, advanced demonstration of large reactors. That's $2.5 billion. Second, we're going to keep existing nuclear power plants online through the Civil Nuclear Credit Program. Third, we're going to pull new nuclear technology to market by investing in production tax credits and investment tax credits. And then fourth, the Department of Energy Loan Program Office is going to bridge the gap between commercial finance and bankability. And so when you add all those things up, the Department of Energy's analysis showed that nearly all of our existing nuclear power plants will remain online, and that new nuclear power is positioned for growth in the United States and around the world.
We're at COP 33 5 years from now. What are we going to be talking about? What are the issues going to be? What are the highlights going to be? What are the new developments going to be? Just from your perspective.
I'm excited about the future, but I'm also excited about the present. And here's why. Already since the beginning of the Biden-Harris administration, there's been $133 billion announced in private clean energy investment in clean power plants in the United States. And that's out of more than $500 billion in clean energy manufacturing and battery and electric vehicle supply chains. The clean energy manufacturing renaissance and supply chain is already happening in the United States. 5 years from now, we're going to be in the tailwind of an exciting growth in all clean energy innovation and manufacturing in the United States and around the world. And I'm very, very excited about the possibilities that the bipartisan infrastructure law and the Inflation Reduction Act enable for advanced nuclear power. And I'll lastly say is that the Biden-Harris administration launched the Net Zero Game Changers Initiative last year, and advanced nuclear is very prominent in part of that Net Zero Game Changers Initiative. And what that basically means is we don't have to wait for the technologies of the future, but we're always going to be investing, keep our eye on the horizon while we're deploying the exciting stuff that we have today.
That's fantastic. And in this part of the world, they have a saying, it's called inshallah, meaning God willing, all of this is going to happen. So ladies and gentlemen, please, a warm round of applause for our panelists here today on a really exciting topic.